This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of the annual purge sanctioned by the U.S. government. Weapons of Class 4 and lower have been authorized for use during the purge. All other weapons are restricted. Government officials of ranking 10 have been granted immunity from the purge and shall not be harmed. Commencing at the siren, any and all crime, including murder, will be legal for 12 continuous hours. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be unavailable until tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. when the purge concludes. Blessed be our new founding fathers and America, a nation reborn. May God be with you all.
Peace, quiet, and good order will be maintained in our city to the best of our ability. Riots, melees, and disturbances of the peace are against the interest of all our people. Peace, quiet, and good order will be maintained in our city to the best of our ability. Riots, melees, and disturbances of the peace are against the interest of all our people. Peace, quiet, and good order will be maintained in our city to the best of our ability. Riots, melees, and disturbances of the peace are against the interest of all our people, and therefore cannot be permitted.
The jury found that they were all not guilty, not guilty, not guilty,
We've been
not
told
guilty,
all along
not guilty,
Crenshaw Boulevard that there's a series of fires, a lot of looting is going on, a disaster area, obviously.
The jury found that they were all not guilty, not
Make
guilty,
it rough.
not guilty, not guilty, not guilty.
A lot of activity continues here in the Nevada Coast.
Make it rough.
We have sporadic fires throughout the city of Los Angeles.
Not guilty, not guilty.
Not guilty, the guilty. Devils tried to kill me. When the news get to the hood, the niggas will be hotter than cayenne pepper. Cuss, bust, kicking up dust is a must. I can't trust a cracker in a blue uniform. Stick a nigga like a unicorn. Born wicked, Lawrence, pow, foul. Cut his fucking throat and I smile. Go to Simi Valley and surely somebody knows the address of the jewelry. Pay a little visit. Who is it? Who is it? Can I talk to the Grand Wizard? Then boom, make him eat the barrel. Modern day Pharaoh. Now he's zipped up like leather Tuscadero. Pretty soon we'll catch Sergeant Coon. Shoot him in the face, run up in him with a broom. Stick, brick, devils ain't shit. Introduce his ass to the AK-40 dick. 2 days niggas laid in the cut. To get some respect we had to tear this motherfucker up. Make it rough. I got a Mac 10 for Officer Win. Damn, his devil ass need to be shipped back to Kansas. In a casket, crew cut faggot. Now he ain't nothing but food for the maggots. Lunch, punch, Hawaiian, lying. Niggas ain't buying your story for me. Tearing shit up with fire. Shooters, looters. Now I got a laptop computer. I told you it would happen and you heard it, read it. But all you can call me was anti-Semitic. Regret it, nope, said it, yep. Listen to my big black boots as I step. Niggas had to break you off something, give push a push. But your National Guard ain't hard. You had to get Rodney to stop me, cause you know what? We would've told this motherfucker up. Make it rough. Hey Muggs, make it rough. It's on, gone with the wind, and I know white men can't dump. Now I'm still in butts and a cake from Betty Crocker. Over wet and pocket on buck with the black on stores, but hit the Foot Locker still. Motherfuck fire, Marshall Bill. Oh, what the hell, throw the cocktail, I smell smoke. Got the buck out, Ice Cube luck out. A nigga had us struck out, didn't get stuck out. In front of that store with the Nikes and Adidas, oh Jesus. Western surplus, got the heaters, meet us, so we can get the nines and the whatnots. Got the Moss Bird with the double I buckshot, ready for Daryl. And like Beretta would say, keep your eyes a sparrow. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time, but I'm rolling. So that's a fucked up slogan. The Hogan's heroes spotted the gorilla by the sizzler, hitting up police killer, the super duper nigga that I fuck. We had to tear this motherfucker up, so what the fuck? Make it rough. Yo, mugs, make it rough. Make it rough.
Let me ask you, who with me? Let me say it again. Let me ask you, who with me? Hit the like, hit the share. Let them know we right here. Oh yeah, they gonna hate me today.
Not guilty verdicts for Stacy Coon, Lawrence Powell, Timothy Wynn, and Theodore Briseño, the 4 officers accused of beating motorist Rodney King.
Who with me? Good morning. Hit the like sign, hit the share, hit something. Damn it, hit something. Let them know where we are. We right here. Can I get an amen? God has blessed us all with another day. Good morning. How we feeling today? Are we good? I be damn, I feel like I wake up with you and I feel like I go to sleep with you. I'm putting in this work, family. I'm putting in this work. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. It means more to me than you can even imagine. It means more to me. I promise, at the family cookout, you won't have to pay for anything. I promise. I just want to know who's going to work the grill. I love the grill, but I don't want to grill at the family picnic. Not with us. I want to sit back and chill and kick it with everybody. I want to kick back and I want to enjoy the family picnic when the Wyatt Live, when we jump it off. All right, now y'all got to understand, I am a grillaholic. My kids, my parent, my wife, my people, they just don't understand me. Let me tell you why they don't understand me. Because I actually grill in the wintertime, damn it. My house is built for it. I made sure that I could grill in the wintertime. I don't want to walk all the way across the yard to get to my grill, damn it. I got fire extinguishers everywhere around my grill. Underneath it, on the side of it, in the house, under the sink, I can get to water. Because damn it, I love me some grilled food. And I am going to grill 365 days a year. Maybe not every day. But I don't let snow, rain. Yeah, y'all know I don't really deal with the snow anymore. But even in Cincinnati, here in Cincinnati, I grill in the wintertime. Am I the only one? Am I the only one? Let me tell y'all some slick shit. Y'all know I always have to go back to my childhood. We had this one family. You know what? We were the most creative people in the world growing up in Laura homes. Y'all might not know this, but we were the roof jumpers. See, in Laura homes, if you lived on the 4th floor, you knew that you can climb the little rail and go upstairs. Go up on the roof of the Laura home buildings, and we know they're 4-story. What were the 4-story buildings? When I was a kid, that shit looked high as a kite. It looked high as hell. But as I got older, I realized that their 4th floor was not as high as I thought it was. But as a kid, it looked like we lived all the way, and we was Wheezy and George. We moved on up. And then I soon realized as an adult, when I watched them tear down Laura homes, it broke my heart. I watched them break that building down. It almost felt like I can reach up to the 4th floor when I was a grown man. And I'm going to tell you, man, I know God is good and we know he's good all the time, but let me explain something to you. God do play fun games on you sometimes. He do play tricks with your mind. I used to drive from my home in Cincinnati. I lived in Green Township early in my career. It was my first home my wife and I ever bought, And I used to have to drive all the way downtown to the courthouse and to my office. This is when I first got started. And every day I would take that drive and I would get off over on Ezra Charles. I would get off on Ezra Charles. I didn't have to get off on Ezra Charles. I could ride through downtown and get off on 4th Street or circle around and go all the way around and get off wherever by the stadiums and all that shit and find myself closer to the office. But I made it my business to get off at Ezra Charles every morning because it allowed me to drive by the library right on Lynn. It allowed me to drive by St. Joseph. And then I would ease up on Laura Holmes and Laura Holmes on the left, and then I would cruise by Lincoln Courts on the right, and sometimes I would get lucky and get caught by the light on John and Lynn. And that's where the basketball court was, off to the left. That's where the basketball court was, and I looked down as a child from a 4th floor apartment. I looked down to that basketball court. And that's where I seen all the magic created from all the kids that was going off the Taft, Kennard Johnson, my Uncle Greg. These guys was the big dudes in the neighborhood. Jimmy Rogers, Michael Phelps, all these guys, the big guys that used to hoop down at the court and tell me I was too little to play. Big Mario. Damn it, I was on the 4th floor. I used to sit down and watch them play. Oh, the great days. The great days. But sometimes God just play with your emotions. On my way to work, I would stop at that stoplight. Now, at that stoplight, I look to the left. If you veer off to the left, a little bit to the left, there's Taft High School. But if you look across, there's John Street. And then there's the building, the apartment that I grew up in. And damn it, God played with my emotions for probably 2 months. When they tore Laura Holmes down, because he tore everything around my apartment building, 1335 John. He tore everything up. They tore everything. I got something in my jacket. Damn. They tore everything up except my apartment building. The 4th, that particular section. I mean, they didn't tore the Dixie Cup lady house down. It's called Dixie Cups, not Freezy Cups and all that other shit y'all was talking about. It's called Dixie Cups, and they were a quarter. Damn it. But anyway, they tore everything up except for my particular building. How could God be so vicious to me? That's the way I was looking at it, but I think God was actually blessing me. Every day I couldn't drive by that place, and I looked up to that 4th floor apartment. It even got to the point where they start tearing the actual building down. Now, the last time I checked, when they do demolition, when they tear a building down, they start from the top to the bottom. I thought that's the proper way. I'm no excavator, or I'm no guy that I don't know anything about construction. But the last time I checked, when the wrecking ball come, they start at the top and tear shit down as it goes. For some odd damn reason, this particular wrecking ball always wanted to tear some shit up around the building. In other words, my building is here, and they kept tearing shit down around it, leaving my 4th floor apartment up there dangling. Real talk. Dangling. The kitchen window was hanging out, like. You got to understand that I had so much love for this place. And the reason being is because it was the place that I watched myself grow as far as height. That's where you draw the line on the wall behind the door. Because I want to go downstairs and play with Big Birch and Darnell and all them dudes that's down on the basketball court. I'm always too little. So I would always go upstairs and hang from the door and try to grow. Because I'm going to go down there, I'm going to beat all their ass. Mama Birch, I'm sorry, but I was going to beat their ass. I'm going to dog them. I'm going to learn how to shoot with my left hand and my right hand. I don't know if you know this, Mama Birch, but Darnell Lavender is the one who taught me how to dribble the ball in between my legs. That's how big brothers do. That's who taught me how to do what I know how to do with the ball now. He didn't teach me all the skills that I have, but he taught me the basics, and I carried it on from there. That's why Darnell always be my brother. Now, let's get back to how God played me. I'm not lying about this shit. This is real talk. God can be vicious to us sometime. He tore that building up, all around that building where I lived. He left the 4th floor where I live. My apartment dangled for months, at least 2 months. I would drive by every day and look up at it. I've told this story before. And I'm looking at my kitchen window, dangling out. And I'm like, God, just tear the shit down. You killing me. I would drive home from work out of my way to go over on that side of town to head home, and I would look up there and it's still there. And I mean, week after week after week, it was still there. And I used to say, God is playing with me. The hell did I do? And then finally, one day, I went past that apartment on my way to work. It was there. I said, God, you got to stop. This is when I finally said, God, said it. You know how you say some shit loud in your car, you by yourself? I don't know if that's talking to yourself, but instead of speaking in your mind, you say it out loud and you just be like, damn, Lord, when you going to stop playing with me? And I jokingly said it. I went to work and had an amazing day. Had an amazing day. And I didn't even think about the shit. Then I left work on my way home. I ride past there again, and the building is gone. It's finished. It was so gone that they done tore it down, and the bricks and shit was flattened and gone. Like, it was flat. And I remember that day like it was yesterday, and I tell you, I remember saying to God earlier on my way to work, I said, God, when you gonna stop playing with me? Damn. And he answered. He tore that shit down. It was only my section. He tore it down. I asked him, when you gonna stop playing? And I said, God, when I went by there after work, when I drove past and it was gone, I couldn't help but thank God for giving me those last 2 months. When I thought he was playing with me, he was really serving me and handing me something that y'all all can tell, because I'm very proud of where I'm from and where I'm from, how I turned out, how my people that's from where I'm from turned out. The majority of us made it to be great people. And I mean, I thought that he was playing. I thought it was some bullshit. I thought God was playing with me. I thought he was messing me up. Like, damn it, just take me. Take me, Lord, take me. And I thought he was really messing with my emotions. And then when he finally tore that damn thing down, this is Laura Holmes, when he finally tore that last portion down, on my way home, I walked in the house and my wife said, what's wrong? She said, what happened? Who died? Because I cried. I had tears in my eye. I would never tell nobody. My wife knew. I cried on my way home. Looked like I done smoked all the weed in the world. My eyes were so red. But I thank God the whole time I cried, all the way home. I cried. I was, damn it, I wasn't boo-hooing. But I was thinking back of my grandmother, my mother. Y'all gotta understand, I was born in that apartment, damn it. I was born there. Literally. And I can only remember all the shit that happened in that area. I'm gonna tell you something. I didn't have the best childhood. It wasn't the worst either. But I had enough greatness in my childhood to talk about it. We didn't have any money. We didn't have all the fly shit. Nobody owned a car. Everybody rode the bus, got transfers, and had bus schedules all over the place and shit. That's how we lived. But what we had in our community was a community. We had each other. I had more brothers and sisters than all of y'all. I don't care if you from a family of 10, damn it, I had 20. And I remembered all that the day the final brick fell. And I thank God for giving me those extra months to be able to think back, because what he did is he opened the opportunity of appreciation. He opened up the opportunity for me to be appreciative for everything that I've been through as a child, everything that I can see today as a grown-ass man. He opened that opportunity up for me. And I reminisced. And I think we need to start doing more of that. We need to reminisce on the good things. Reminisce on the better things in life. Those that focus on tragedy, those that focus on the things that hurt them the most, never overcome it. The hardest thing in the world that I've learned to do, I'll be honest with you, and I'm a work in progress. I'm no better than anybody else. One of the hardest things I had to do in life is learn forgiveness. Woo! That is a badass word. That's a word that has a lot of victories under its belt. That's a world champion. That forgiveness is a bad motherfucker, man, I tell you. Forgiving people is a very, very hard thing to do. But what I've learned is not forgiving people is harder on me. It's harder on us than actually forgiving someone. I can't believe I'm saying this shit because I'm a very raw, shut down, get out my face ass person. But I think I got this thing about myself. I don't know about you. I can forgive you, but that don't mean I'm gonna deal with you. Okay, I forgive you. Fuck it. You got me. You did that to me or whatever, however we want to take whatever somebody did to us. But I know how to shut down on them. Like, I just don't fuck with you no more. I forgive you. I certainly forgive you. But I can't open myself up to be done like that by you again. And I had to learn that that's part of the forgiveness process, damn it. It's okay. It's okay to not deal with somebody anymore. It's even okay to be upset at them. But it's not okay not to forgive them. Some of the shit that I've seen in my life, where I've seen some mothers in courtrooms and the guy or the girl who set their son up and they got shot and killed, and I done seen some strong sisters go over to the mother or to the mother of the son that's sitting there that murdered her child. I done seen some shit. I done seen some mothers go over and hug the other mother and they say, I am so sorry. And then I done heard the other mother say some shit like, I forgive your son. I forgive him. I don't know if I got that kind of forgiveness in me because I've never had to cross that bridge. Oh, I forgive him, motherfucker. You owe me $20. Okay, shit. But you killed my baby. That's a whole different kind of, that's a whole different kind of, boy, you got a Bible in every pocket. You must recite script. You a bad mug. But what I learned is those mothers forgive the op. I learned that those mothers who can forgive people that did them wrong by killing their sons, I understand their forgiveness now. I understand that they had a whole lot of sleepless nights when they were angry and upset and mad at everybody and mad at the situation. They couldn't live through it. But I had a mother tell me one time, and I always remember this. She told me, she said, Wyatt, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep knowing that man who killed that boy that killed my son is still alive. I couldn't sleep. And she said, boy, it took every bone in my body not to do something to him and his family. And she said, you know what made me sleep at night? I'm cutting through the chase. She said, what made me sleep at night is once I forgave that kid for doing me like that and taking my son, once I forgave him, I had more chances, more time to think more on my son. I thought more about my son than I did what happened to him. I thought back on the good times, like I'm telling you about my Laura home days and growing up and something. I was tripping on God for a second, thinking that he was like plucking at me because he left the building standing. I know that sounds stupid or dumb, but we all channeled and plugged in different. I thought God was playing with me. Like, stop playing, God. You play too much. We used to say shit like that when we was kids. Man, stop playing. You play too much. God was giving me every opportunity that I needed to forgive anything that happened in Law homes. I've been through some things. I ain't one of them kids, man, that grew up and shit didn't happen. More good than bad, but the bad always stick out. Y'all know that. But all I'm saying is, man, we got to trust in God and the words that he says, because it'll lead us through whatever we're going through that's horrible and terrible. He got you. Now, I'm no preacher. Y'all know that shit. I am not Mr. Goodbar. But I wouldn't be saying, hey, trust and believe, man. I ain't never got on here and perp no shit out to y'all. I ain't never been in here and said no shit that I'm trying to steer you in the wrong direction or maliciously saying some things and serving an agenda. Never. I don't cop for people who don't deserve it. And I'm just telling you, man, like, I learned a lot from some of the mothers, some of the fathers that lost their children. And I'm like, I don't know how you get through it. I don't know how it happened. I don't know I don't know. Then when I learned the true meaning of forgiveness, it don't necessarily mean that you're at total peace. It just means that you're not angry anymore. And now focus on moving forward. Focus on moving forward, because here's a little cliche. What don't kill you makes you stronger. I need to wear a t-shirt like that every day. I've been through enough in my life. I've lost enough in my life to understand that if I would have stopped once I took an L, I wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't have accomplished anything in life if I would have stopped when they told me I wasn't able to do something, or when God or whoever put obstacles in front of me. Every test, everything that we go through is a test. It means if you pass the test, even a fail, you can fail. You can fail the test and pass. It's almost like Baltimore School District. Sorry, I had to squeeze that one in. But yeah, you can fail and still pass. It's the only thing that I've had. So I've failed more in my life, but yet it passed me on. It passed me on. And I took those failures, I took them failures as lessons. And it helped me navigate through the next situation. So peace and love to everybody. Trust and believe I wouldn't guide you down the wrong path. I promise you I wouldn't. All right, that was my moment. Thank you. That was my moment. I get in those spaces in my mind sometimes. I told y'all this is my therapy. You guys mean more to me than you can imagine. More than I can imagine, more than you can imagine. That all being said, man, I just want to do this one time, if you don't mind, so I can get in my frame of mind. Every once in a while, I have to do this. Every once in a while, I have to get in my frame of mind and put myself where I need to be. I don't know. Yo, do it.
Crenshaw Boulevard, there's a series of fires. A lot of looting is going on. A disaster area, obviously.
The jury found that they were all not guilty.
Cassette.
Who with me? Who know this one? I hear they got something going on today. I hear we getting an apology. Nah. Bullshit. No, I ain't going nowhere, Sean D. Nutter. I'm right here. Straight and forward with everybody. Let's go. Who with me? Who know this one? Let's tear this motherfucker up. Hit the like, hit the share. Here we go. I'm getting there, y'all. Come on. I'm feeling it. They got to flip me over. Big tape, bang. What's good? He said they pulling me in the barbershop. Come on. I know better than that. Who with me? Let's go. Hit the like, hit the share, let them know we right here. They might like me today. I hear at 3 o'clock we get an apology. Come on. Apology? What? For the shit you've been doing for all these decades? Does that apology consist of a stuff? Let's tear this motherfucker up. I'm not talking about violence.
Not guilty verdicts for Stacy Coon,
I'm not
Lawrence Powell,
considering
Timothy
violence.
Wynn, and
That's
Theodore
not what I'm
Bersenio, the
talking
four
about.
officers accused of beating motorist Rodney.
That's not what I'm talking about. Let's have this conversation. So today, I read a story. I caught up a little bit about what's supposed to happen today. And what they're talking about is, I believe Scotty Johnson is a local councilman. Which I don't know, is Scotty used to run around Laura Holmes when I was a little boy. I wasn't a little boy. I was 18 years old when Scotty was probably a rookie. I was 18 or 19. Scotty used to run around Laura Holmes. I think he was a rookie or maybe his first year. I don't have any problems with Scotty, to be honest with you. Like, he wasn't nothing but like he was 5'0" when I was a kid. Like, nobody really, no, it is what it is, man. He was the police, so it is what it is. He wasn't running around with Dare t-shirts on and shit. He wasn't giving kids candy out his pocket or no shit like that, but that's okay. That wasn't his job. But now let's have this conversation. I know I'm going to get mixed emotions and good and bad feelings about this, but from my understanding, an apology is supposed to be said to some black business owners and black homeowners of Cincinnati. I got a call from, I believe, Linda yesterday, Linda Matthews, and she said that they were at a meeting. And in that meeting, there were locals from all over the community, that property owners. I was more concerned with property owners. And in this meeting, if you wasn't here yesterday, Linda Matthews came in as a caller, and she said there were people from Madisonville, Avondale, from all over. and they were saying that they weren't happy with the tax abatement program, which means people can come into your neighborhood, gentrification, they can come in your neighborhood, add value, financial value, and get tax abatements for the property. For those that don't understand, now everybody don't know what everybody knows. What a tax abatement is when, see, as a property owner, I pay property taxes. You pay your mortgage, you pay your insurance, and you pay property taxes. Now, your mortgage ends when you pay it off, when you send that final check. When it's over, it's over. Your insurance lasts as long as the building. You should always have your property insured in case of damage, loss or damage. Property tax is like luggage. You keep that shit forever. They are always going to tax you. Quite honestly, as much as I am and as much as I'm in favor of self-sufficiency and owning property and things of that nature, that is the one thing that makes me understand that we truly don't own the property. You own the property because you can do what you want to do with it. But whenever you have to pay a stipend or a tax, that lets me know that I truly don't own it, because if I have to pay, then there could be some penalty for non-payment, which means now I'm getting penalized for something that I own. But I truly understand what the purpose of tax is. Tax is to keep, it used to be like a HOA. Okay, for those that don't know, if you HOAs is Home Owners Association, and that is what you have when you have like a condominium, or if you live in a gated community, there is a housing a group where you pay into this HOA. And what the HOA does is they keep the streets clean, the grass cut, they maintenance the buildings. They do everything that you would get done if you lived in an apartment complex, and everything except for like maintenance of your unit. So I understand the HOA fee and things of that nature, because you get something for your dollar, and the dollar that you spend, the dollar that you spend in your HOA goes specifically for that purpose of your building, your the upkeep of the properties that are all in the HOA. Who was that? Scott Bain says don't like HOA either. I don't have a problem with HOA as long as you have the proper management group doing it. As long as you have people that are taking care of what they need to take care of. And HOAs should have a reserve. HOAs should have a reserve. In other words, if everybody's paying $100 a month, this is just a round number, $100 a month, and you got 30 units, that's $3,000 a month. So the amount that they have in your HOA should be able to cover the monthly upkeep, plus leave a 20% reserve. So in other words, your HOA should have a reserve in the background just in case a big problem happens. And you don't have to ask people, okay, I need $150 or $300 from everybody this month so we can paint the building, so we can fix the crack that happened in the building, so we can get something fixed. There was a crack in the swimming pool, something. The HOA should collect more money than what's necessary, minimum 20%. And you let the HOA reserve build up. You got $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 reserve in your HOA. That's how it should work. Now, taxes, that's some different shit. If I told you how much taxes I pay in Hamilton County for the properties that I own, you would be shocked. And you know what pisses me off about paying the taxes? It's not that I have to pay the taxes, but the taxes that I pay don't go for what I need them to go for. It's not to help me. It's to help everybody else. I'm paying for the motherfucking zoo. I'm paying for everything from the zoo, from the rhinos and the hippos and shit at the zoo to kids that I don't have going to the school system. And then I got to finance a school system that's failing. How fair is that? How fair is it that I can't go in and vote for the superintendent? So I'm going to, yeah, and I pay for the Bengals. And then I got to go buy a ticket to get in the game. I got to spend my own money to get into the zoo. The fuck? If y'all seen the tax amount that I have to pay, you'd be like, they should be shipping you tickets to the Bengals. Damn it, you should be on the 50-yard line. You should be able to feed the dolphins and all type of shit in the zoo for free, as much as you pay. But see, my tax dollars don't go towards the things that I want them to go to. They don't go to the shit. They don't go to my property. I'm paying for my property to be right there. If a crack happened on the side of the concrete, I got to call the city and they'll come in and they'll fix it. Or I guess that's what my taxes went to, yeah. But why should I have to fix? Why should I have to pay for some shit that I'm not even utilizing? Why is that? Why? See, that right there is just not what I don't rock with that. So let me explain something to you about these tax abatements. For people that don't understand, and I know majority of us do, but there's a few people that's like, tax abatement, I don't get it. I don't know what it is. Can somebody tell me? I looked it up and I just didn't understand fully what it meant. It's exactly what I told y'all a year ago when I told you that these tax abatements are not going to benefit our communities. And for these people to be trying to sell you on tax abatements, it's not going to benefit you unless you prepared to be in a tax abated situation. Grandma might not be ready for a tax abatement because she can't benefit from it. Who gonna give grandma $20,000, $30,000 to be able to upgrade? That's what you get the tax abatement on, is the upgrades. You got a piece of property that's worth $100,000 and you want to do $50,000 worth of upgrade. Meanwhile, the big person come in and buy Miss Louise's house next door to yours, tear the motherfucker down. Your house worth $100,000. They done bought Miss Louise's house over there, tore it all the way down like Laura Holmes, flattened it, and put a piece of property on there that's worth $375,000, possibly $400,000. They get a full tax abatement on that. Now your property, did I not have this conversation and I told y'all these was tricks and shit? Didn't I tell y'all that they gonna say some shit to make it sound like that you gonna benefit from tax abatements? And I said, go down there and be stupid. Be the last guy in the class or the last woman in the class and stand up in front of city council and say, can y'all make this make sense for me? For just me. Make it make sense for me. Now, I don't care all of these other people's situation. Make it make sense for me. How does this benefit me? Anybody remember me saying that? I voted for you. I need to know how this shit gonna make sense for me. So in order for me to make tax abatement work for me, I got to go spend money to upgrade my property, and I'm gonna get tax abatement on the upgrade. Oh, okay. So now I'm spending money to catch up with the big money that's coming in. Man, y'all know I didn't have this conversation. But you know, everybody want to go listen. They want to entertain. Look, I hate saying it this way, man. I don't even like talking about it because when I talk about it, I got to talk about people. It's very difficult for me to have a conversation about something without talking about somebody or people. And it be the people you love. Oh my God. It be the people we love. And y'all just don't get it. Nah, I'm not talking to everybody that don't get it. I'm talking about a few. I told y'all a long time ago this was virtual signaling. Talking about tax abatements and it coming into your neighborhood and gentrification and all that. We've had this conversation. And I told you that the tax abatements are not going to work for the everyday person that's been living in downtown, living in these communities. If you're not prepared, if you're not in a situation, it's not going to work out for you. China Wright Hill, what's good? Hello from Little Havana. I know you're out of town. I hope you and your husband and your family are having a great time. Now get off this live. I'm jealous. You make me sick sitting in Havana on the beach, sipping up them slurping nice drinks with the banana tip and the freaking umbrella in it. Y'all gone. I hate both of y'all. All of y'all. I'm just playing. None but love, sis. Enjoy your time with your family. It's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. I'm going to post you and your husband up on my page one time. I'm going to show them what black love look like. Yeah, I'm going to do it because you make it public. If you got a Facebook page, you public, damn it. And I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to start doing that. So if you don't want to be seen, don't be a friend of mine and don't put your shit on the Facebook. Because if you do, I'm going to expose how happy and how true we can be. Yeah. I'm definitely going to do it. I don't know your husband, but he's lucky to have a family like y'all. Y'all look great together. Y'all look great together. Go look at her Facebook page, y'all. Y'all going to be sick. All you miserable motherfuckers going to be sick. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean that. Listen, I don't like that. Where my sister Tracy Dillingham at? Where Tracy Dillingham at? The reason why I say that is because she's like, I ain't your record keeper. I don't keep your books. I don't do all that. She know the schedule I keep. She know the shit I talk about. I told y'all that this tax abatement shit was gonna backfire on their ass. They tried to make it sound like they were bringing tax abatements in the community. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I misunderstood the whole situation. But I thought they were talking about these tax abatements was about to benefit black folks in our community. I know the business of tax abatements, and I just don't know how that's going to happen. I don't get it because I've seen it from city to city. I know what they do. And when I say they, y'all best believe I ain't talking about white folks. I know that's what y'all have in your mind. There go Wyatt. There he go. There he go. No. I give you a developer right now that's black, that's on the same shit of displacing black folks and keeping us out of the community. They don't care about you. They just want their money and they come up. I can mention some of your previous black city council motherfuckers that was voting hella against you. I ain't gonna do that. I'll let you find that out on your own. I'm not against my people, but I'm for the majority of my people that really need the truth. But, I know some developers that are black that will get your ass up out of your property in a minute for their own come up. I follow the money, and the money ain't always behind. It ain't the Jews, it ain't the whites. The money be us. We the middleman. We the thirstiest. We're the one that can more likely get used by anybody. The middleman. The middleman is usually the MC. Master of the fucking ceremony. He's the one that knocks on your door. He's the one that gets the ball rolling. He's the one that they use to get your guard down. Once your guard is down and you see opportunity, the bottom line is this. Let me just be honest with you. I'm just going to be honest with you. If I owned a piece of property in an area, we're not structured to fight this fight. You ever heard of a person in a war? You ever seen a country that's ready to go to war with somebody and they're just not built for the war? They can't win the war. It's just a matter of how many men they're going to lose, how many people they're going to lose before the war is over. Because they're going to get crushed. Okay? In this tax abatement war, No matter how many apologies and fake tears and all that shit you see today, you're in a non-winnable war. You're in a non-winnable war. I hate to say it, but the only way you're going to win is to take the check. Y'all not going to like what I'm going to say. But you're too far gone in this war. You're too small to fight this war. I know. Wyatt, don't be discouraging. No, Wyatt is being who he is, and that's being real. The tax abatement program is not even structured. It's not structured in your favor. Now, I know city council could call me up right now and be like, you lying. You don't know what you're talking about. Maybe I don't know what your plan is. Maybe I don't know what their plan is. But I can tell you what the structure of tax abatement is. And I can tell you that somebody that's been living in a community for 30 or 40 years probably is not prepared to fit into a new progressive structure. I can tell you that much. In other words, you got to be living on York Street right now or Blair, somewhere in Avondale or somewhere downtown Cincinnati. You got to have a piece of property that's 3 times less the value of the new properties that are coming in. And you got to have enough money in the bank to be able to keep up with the 3-time piece of property that's over yours. If you're in that position, then you can compete in this war. The majority of citizens today that are facing high gas prices, inflation, and facing all the shit that we facing right now with high costs in grocery stores and everything, most people, look at what they say the stat is. Most people, the majority of people in America can't touch $400 right now. If they were in a $400 problem, they would have a problem getting $400. Now, that might sound fucked up to some of you because some of you got way more than $400 to touch. But everybody don't. Everybody don't have $400 just laying around. When I heard tax abatements hitting the community, all I thought was, who's coming? I was never thinking tax abatements were for the people that's already there. That don't make sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Tax abatements are in place to improve a community. Now, you could go to a community and you could say, hey, for the next 3 years, we're taking applications, or the next 2 years, we're taking applications in this community on tax abatements because we're trying to get the property value up. They could do that. But when you do that, you send an invitation. You send an invitation to developers and big buck guys. You send an invitation. And when you send that invitation, what you're sending is the opportunity for somebody to come in. Trust me, I'm going to talk about that. Somebody said about the apology. What's up with the apology? Somebody said, what's up with the apology? And I'm going to tell you, the apology, I read an article. Thanks, Stephanie Hyde. Thanks to my cousin. She sent me an article. I did get an opportunity to read it. What the article is talking about is how the businesses back in the day were taken out of place because of the bigger businesses coming in and putting some of the black businesses out of spot. All I can say to you is this. That was the beginning of the divide. The black community lost its strength at some point. And when that strength, that unity within the black community fell apart, that's when the economics of the black community took over the black community and went south, went the wrong way. So all you have to do is blame yourself because we didn't see the structure. Somebody took the money. Somebody took the money. And it became a domino effect. Now, not everybody lost out. Not everybody lost out. All you got to do, I'll give you a perfect example of what's going on here. Here's an easy, fun, for those that like to get entertained. Let me give you an entertaining way to learn how this shit works. I'm going to give you a reference. I'm going to give you a movie to watch, not a book to read. I'm going to give you a reference. The movie Barbershop. I don't know if it's Barbershop 1 or Barbershop 2, but it's when the developers come into the Chicago business zone, and it's a black community. And Ice Cube wants to sell his father's barbershop that's been going through generations. I think he's the second generation, possibly the third. I'm not quite sure. Maybe he was the second and he was going to pass it down to his son. That shows you how big business comes in. But I got something to tell y'all. My personal feeling. Why is it that somebody else can always come in and show us the true value of something, and we never see the true value of it? You know, I could be a real badass sometime when it come down to somebody not knowing. But I had to learn I had to get patience. You got to understand, everybody don't absorb information the same way. Sometimes you got to guide people to the information. And then some people are inquisitive. Some people want to learn. So they go to the sources. They try to go find it. And then some people just sit back and wait for it to find them. My grandmother always told me there's only 3 types of people in this world. I'm going to think of those 3 people. She used to tell me there's 3 people in this world. There's those that do it. There's those that watch everybody else do it. And then there's people that wonder what the hell happened. You just got to figure out who you are in those 3 people. There's no other people other than them 3. There's people that actually do shit. There's people that sit back and watch other people do shit. And then there's people that sit back and wonder what the hell happened. We went in that order. We went from being people that do shit to then turning into people to watch other people do it. And then we turned around and said, what the fuck happened? That comes from bad leadership. That comes from being content. That comes from having a ceiling on your head and stopping at a point. I know we've been done wrong. I know we've been done bad. But see, when you got people that don't really speak, they don't really have your true interests at heart, and they're teaching you bullshit versus teaching you the things that you truly need to know. This is why I don't respect Uncle Al Perm in the suit. I don't respect them guys because you know what? They're older than me. They're older than me. And other than them riddling and doing all this old goofy shit, they sound smart. They sound smart, but they hustlers. They're older than me. At one point in my life, Al Sharpton and all them guys, they could have told me, go sit my little ass down. But it's like when I look down on that basketball court as a little dude and I seen my brothers, Darnell and all my big brothers down there playing ball. And I would go up to the apartment and y'all know how the Laura home doors were. The front door, it was metal. Y'all know them cold ass metal doors. In the winter, it was cold in the motherfucker. And in summertime, it was hot. The metal ass doors. Well, in the door frame of those Laura home doors, the thing that kept the door open, you know, the little frame thing that was the brace that you open the door and it looked like a little triangle up there. The clamp. That used to be my basketball hoop, damn it. And I'd take a tennis ball or anything and I would play on that door and dunk and all that. And I prepare myself to go down there and beat them big Cass kids, my brothers. My brothers and my big brothers down on the basketball court. I would hang on that thing and say, I'm going to get taller. I'm growing. And then they would always tell me, take my little ass on somewhere. See, that's how I feel about Al Sharpton and them, Perm in the suit and all them. They talk good shit. But I finally grew up. I'm finally big enough to compete in that space. And I'm going to tell you, they've directed us in a whole lot of the shit they get paid to teach us. If they would have really been on their shit, if all the fucking microphones that's been in their face, all the church dinners they done had from city to city, all the motherfucking chicken dinners and with gravy, biscuits and all that old shit, and every Sunday that they was going into churches and talking all that shit, if they would have really been talking to the people from what the people really needed to know, we would not be in the situation we in right now. We have rewarded leadership that has not really been leaders to us. They've been vocal. But y'all got to understand, there's a difference. Y'all can get mad at me if you want to. This is what they're not going to tell you on the radio. See, they talk to each other, but they talk to each other about somebody. Oh, Lord, let me stop. Let me stop. We about to go to church. See, they talk about the shit they talk about people. I ain't never got anything productive out of talking about somebody. All I've ever gotten out of my life is when the most I get out of my life is when I'm talking about what I need to be doing. How do I handle my shit? I don't give a shit about how they doing their things and how they done did me. I don't give a shit about that. How do I fix me? How do I fix we? How do I fix us? What do we need to do? Fuck what they doing. I ain't even mad anymore what you did to me. How do I repair and fix me? And if we not having them type of conversations, then we ain't talking. Because if all you gonna do is tell me what they done did to me, what they done did to us, and what they this and they that and they this, you talking about some shit that's been done and you can't never bring it back. All you can do is prepare yourself for it not to happen again. And if you talking about what they did, then you're not talking about how you can get better. What were y'all talking about, Al? Black Lives Matter was a hustle. How many of y'all still got the motherfucking t-shirt? Who did you send $25 to? What'd you get out of that $25? An emotional high. Felt part of something, didn't you? Sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to step on toes and anger. Don't be angry at me. I'm just being honest. Those are the hustles we fall for. We fall for emotional hustles. Right now, I can guarantee you, if you listen, okay, say what you want to say. Say I'm stabbing and jabbing and shooting shots and shooting shade, whatever. But I can guarantee you right now, the one and only black radio station that we have in Cincinnati, the one and only, no competition, the one and only black radio station we talking about, I can guarantee you they talking about one of two things. They going to talk about this fake ass apology that's coming to what happened to us in Cincinnati, that half of them never knew what was going on. They don't know shit about it, but now here's some more wood to put on the fire about how fucked up we are, how we've been done bad. Or they talking about Trump. Nobody's going to be talking about how we get better. I can guarantee you that. Nobody's going to talk about how we could be self-sufficient. They're just going to whine and bitch about what happened. Who wants a friend? Ladies, now I'm sorry, I got to use my ladies because fellas don't do this shit, okay? Fellas don't do this shit amongst each other. But ladies, y'all do. So let me ask you, how many of y'all got a girlfriend right now, a female friend, one of your better friends, and she's been in a couple bad relationships. And you in a good one, or you in a relationship. But every time you go or out with her, or every time y'all hang or y'all talk on the phone, I don't even know if girls still do shit like that. Women, ladies, I don't know. But when y'all go out and hang and all that old shit, and she want to talk about Rob ass all the time. Now, Rob was her boyfriend 2 times ago. Like, she didn't had another dude before you done had Mike, Rob, Al. Now you still talking about Rob, how fucked up he was. See, y'all do shit like that. Y'all talk about the past relationships, and I'm not saying you wrong, but I'm saying, like, do you ever talk about the guy you want? Do you ever describe the guy that you would be more interested in and talk him up? Talk him up. Don't talk the other motherfucker. You done already been through that. See, ladies, y'all do shit like that. Fellas, man, we don't do shit like that. We get together, we go shoot hoop, we do what we do, and you be like, hey, man, you still with Tasha? Nah, I ain't fucking with her no more. Oh, okay, shit, I don't know. And that'd be it. But ladies, y'all, Rob, you talking about Rob? Oh, yeah, girl, I remember Rob. You still messing with him? No, girl. And y'all get into an hour-long, 2-hour conversation about Rob. The fuck? Leave Rob alone. Move on to somebody else. My point is this. I can guarantee you right now, they talking about some shit that is not going to better us. Then it's not going to better us. And I don't have time, nor do I have the conversation for people that want to talk about victimhood. And listen, man, there ain't a group of people in this country that ain't been through some shit. Everybody that's been here has gone through some shit. Unfair treatment. Everybody. And this is what I say to you right here. And it ain't going to feel good to say it, but it's the truth. And a lot of you ain't going to really take it the way you probably won't take it the right way. But the truth of the matter is, even if we did get done wrong with those people coming in, moving black businesses out of downtown and all this old shit, even if we were done wrong, look where we are today. It didn't stop us. It didn't kill us. And it didn't necessarily show that we were even solid with one another. Because if we were solid, we wouldn't allow that to happen. Think about that shit. If we were solid with one another, we would have never let that happen. Nobody could have came in and moved the damn dry cleaners out of my neighborhood. We wouldn't have let it happen. Look at what the white folks over in Norwood did. See, this is the difference. Y'all think it's white and black. I think it's sticking together. I think it's people that go in and they talk the right shit at the right time to the right people. Their leadership is different. Just look at what they did over in Norwood. Look, okay, yeah, Black Fox, thank you. Like Oakley. Let's use Oakley for an example. Didn't they try that same shit? Didn't they try to bring businesses into Oakley? And what did the Oakley people do? Stood up and said, no, we don't want no car lots and shit like that. We don't want no Audi dealerships and car dealerships in our community. No, we don't want that. So let's stand up, folks, as tax-paying citizens, and let's keep this shit the way it is. We want a community. We don't want to live in a what do they call those? In a venue. We want a community. We don't want a venue. Venue is when you have a combination, to me, okay? I've been told that these are venues because I talk to people that have like the banks. The banks has apartments. I was told this was a venue. A venue. And that is a combination of shopping. Liberty up in Cincinnati, Liberty Township is now a venue. A combination of shopping, apartments, hotels, all that shit. Fun and all that for the family. All surrounded by apartments and townhomes and property. Well, Oakley didn't want that shit. So what happened? They did exactly what we should have done. And I know everybody. See, this is what I don't like about the true pro-black folks. Y'all discredit the power that we truly have. You discredit it. You give white people way too much power and strength, and you think the reason why they're able to do some things is because they white. I don't like people that think like that. You weak. Oh, I understand it's hard for you to hear what I just said. I know. You're a weak individual if you think the only reason why somebody is making it and things are happening for them is because of the color of their skin. I'm sorry. You're a weak individual because you think that they got what they got because they white. I'm sorry. This is not 1952. This is not 1948. It's not that. It's not that. And I'm just telling you, at one point in life, there was some white people that got benefits for being white. I never say that don't happen. It never happened. But if you look at people today, if you think the reason why Oakley didn't get all them businesses put into their community is because they're white, maybe you should look at the blueprint of what they did to keep those businesses out of their neighborhood. Maybe they vote for people that have their best interests at heart, and when it's time for them to make when it's time for that person in office to vote on a project, maybe they vote for the people. Maybe that's the process. Maybe the people you vote for feel like, I don't know, maybe they feel like they got to come up. I'm just being honest. Look at the movie Barbershop. Who did they use to lower the guard on all the business owners? Somebody that looked like them. Cincinnati, we had a black mayor for years. We've had several of them. I don't want to hear this black and white shit. They all know the rules. They all know the same shit. They walk into the job understanding what's going on. If things were meant to be changed, they would have changed them. Minority contracts haven't gone up when we had a black mayor. They didn't go up. Minority contracts don't go up any higher when you have a Democrat mayor. It don't happen. So what the fuck you talking about? Why is it that y'all always find a reason to bitch about the system when the majority of these systems that are putting you in bad situations that you call, they're ran by black folks or Democrats? Explain that to me. They don't have to follow. There ain't no rule set. They are the rule makers. If they see something wrong, just like this fake ass apology, I'm sorry. I got to call it for what it is. If there's no substance behind the apology, see, I don't need an apology. I just need the knowledge. The apology, you ain't do nothing to me, Scotty. This council right here in Cincinnati, all of them, the black ones, the white ones, the men and the women, the gays, the straights, the great people, the bad ones, they ain't done nothing to me. I don't need an apology. It's fake. When you give me an apology that you had nothing to do with, the fuck you talking? What are you saying to me? Why are you even speaking? You apologize. You really think I think you sorry? You ain't had nothing to do with it. That's playing with my intelligence. Now, I guess a representative should be able to come out and say, well, this is what happened. We're sorry that this happened. Okay. And maybe it did play a part in displacing some businesses. But now let me ask y'all something. This one you ain't gonna like. When they opened that FC Cincinnati Stadium, when they opened and start doing the construction and start buying out places and buying out buildings and all that old shit, let me ask you something. Do you think there were more black people that received money on that project? In other words, here, we're going to give you this money for your property. We're going to give you this money for the property because we're going to tear it down and we're building this big stadium. Do you think more black people made money on that deal or white people or other? Meaning Arab, German, Pakistani, anybody other than white or black? Who do you think made the most money off that transition down there? Who? I mean, come on, somebody engage. You ain't gonna get this conversation nowhere. Who you think made the most money? Who you think property they bought out the most? You think it was black people? Come on, man. Do you know how many people, I know a guy, I don't remember what, I don't even remember his name that well. I can't remember his name because it's been a while. But there's a guy, damn his name, I'm looking dead at his face and I can't pull his name out my mouth. But there's a guy who's from another country and he owned so many buildings downtown and he had so many Section 8 buildings. I can't think of his name and that's troubling me. But we didn't own a lot of property down there. We lived in a lot of property, but we didn't own a lot of property. And those are the properties that they paid for, that they bought. The FC Cincinnati Corporation or whoever they are, they bought a lot of properties down there that we didn't really own. Them properties haven't been owned by us for a long time. And ever since I was a little boy that I can remember, maybe even an older young man who used to hear about downtown. I didn't live there anymore, but I remember people saying, oh, they about to turn downtown into something. 40 years ago, they were talking about what's happening to downtown right now. They said that shit 30 and 40 years ago. They ain't dropped a brick for FC Cincinnati. Never even thought of FC Cincinnati. They were already talking about how downtowns were going to be the new thing, and there were going to be a lot of people coming in and out. You know, new people. I had an opportunity over, I believe, on York Street 5 years ago. Maybe, well, it's probably been a little longer than that now. Let's see. Let me just do the math for argument's sake. Maybe 5, 6 years ago, I had an opportunity to buy two pieces of property on York Street, over by York. I could have bought two pieces of property for $40,000. One of them was $40,000 going through, I guess they were doing the rehab on it. You know, there was somebody in there, a developer or somebody was in there. And they were like, this building, somebody bought it. I don't know if it was in a tax situation, but somebody bought it out of a situation. And then they put a for sale sign up. One of my best friends, my childhood friends, LaDonna Howard, you'll know him. He reached out to me and said, hey, man, let's go get these properties, bro. There were two on York Street. They wanted $35,000 for one of them and $40,000 for the other one. And it would have needed a whole renovation. I didn't do it. I chose not to get those two properties. It would have been under $100,000 to buy the parcel for two pieces of property. And they were like right next door to each other. That's the craziness. And I kick myself right now for not doing it. I kick myself. This had to be, man, this was a little bit longer than 6. It had to be 7 years ago, maybe. 7, no more. You say you can't think. I can't think. LaDonna Howard is your nephew. It was your nephew. It was me and your nephew. He called me, was like, hey, man, I want you to come look at this. We walked through the property. We did the whole 9, and there was somebody already there that was talking about he's doing some type of electrical work and all that. The owner want them to do this, and the owner ain't calling him back and all that. So he let us walk through the property, and then I really called the guy, and he said, yeah, they're for sale. And I was going to do the deals, but then I thought about it, so I got a little trigger. I was like, well, I don't know what's coming. And 2 years later, they start talking, or 3 years later, they start talking about the FC Stadium going to be down the street. Property's already gone. Somebody then already bought them. And the people that bought them don't look like me. Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? And then we don't keep our neighborhoods up to a point where black folks that end up with a couple coins, they don't want to be down there. Let's be honest and let's be real. We don't take care of the neighborhoods that we were brought up in, so we see no value in them. We don't see any value in them. And if we don't see any value, as soon as you get a couple coins and you get some money or something, you want to go live in something that you ain't never seen before. You want to experience a whole nother lifestyle. You don't want to be in all that bullshit. You don't want to hear the fire station trucks coming out every other night. You don't want to hear that shit. You don't want to hear that. I can guarantee you one thing that won't be talked about on black radio, black podcasts, anywhere around the country. They'll never say, well, where did we drop the ball? They'll just say that the shit happened overnight. Like, here come the white folks. They just moved us out. There was a process. There was a process. And I can guarantee you the first thing in that process was the evaluation of the property. The evaluation of the property. The only reason why they seen it to be more valuable than what it was is probably because of how the condition that it was in. Probably because they seen that it wasn't that. Think about it. They did the same thing to the suburbs. They over-evaluated the property out in the suburbs. They made it safe to be out there, and that's where everybody that had some money went. I'm talking about for everybody, for white folks, for everybody. Look, I'm not going to try to make up an excuse, nor am I going to try to create a story. I'm not even going to say anything about this apology and all that old shit until I hear it. Because I want to know, what are you truly apologizing for? What is it? Because then I'll look into the story. I'll look into it. I'm going to look into it and say, hey, because I read one story about one particular guy that was moved out. I think it was a funeral home. It didn't stop his business. They just had to relocate. And now let's be honest and fair. How many of y'all, and by the show of hands, be honest, how many of you feel like all the businesses that were in downtown over by the FC Cincinnati Stadium, how many of y'all feel like they got displaced? Black businesses, white business, whatever business it is. How many of you feel like they may have gotten displaced, told to leave? Absolutely, they made money, Black Fox. They made money. They got reestablished somewhere else. I heard people talking about the church. I actually know the real estate agent that had something to do with that deal. It was a black man. And I also know that they put that church in a better situation than they were in. That church was old. The church didn't have money to pay for the roof. The roof was falling in. There was a lot of damaging situations in that church. A lot of shit that they don't talk about in the open. All they talk about is the victim shit. Oh, they moved the church. They turned it into a parking lot. That church been there since my granny and them. Oh, they done fucked over us, man. Them folks ain't shit. But wait a minute. That church was falling apart. The congregation in there was really, really old. Did y'all see any babies running in and out of that church? And I don't mean this as an insult. I mean this is to keep you up to what's really going on. Have you all checked with that church and talked to them lately, any of those members? Why are we mad? Because somebody sees some value in some shit that we don't see. Let me ask you a question. If you go trade your car in for a new car, you got a brand new car. You got a car that you paid off. Your shit raggedy, it got tailpipes and the shit, your catalytic converter is off and the shit is making noise and you trade it in. And when you walk in there, they say, damn, you need a new car, Wyatt. And I'm like, yeah, but I paid this one off, man, and I love it, but I'm going to trade it in so I can get me a new one. And they say, all right, we're going to give you $2,000 for that car. $2,000? Yeah, that's what it's worth. And we're going to take that $2,000 and take it off of the amount that you're going to pay for this new one. You'd be like, okay, I'll take the $2,000. And they sign you up with the paperwork and they say, hey, every Tuesday, come in and we're going to give you a free car wash. Every Tuesday or whatever day of the week you want, you come in, we give you a new car. We give you a car wash for 30 days. So you can come and get a car wash anytime in 30 days and it's free. A week later, you drive up to the lot to get your free car wash. And you see the car that you traded in that they gave you $2,000 for. And you see it out there and they done cleaned it up, put new tires on it, fixed the pipe, fixed the seats inside that had the cuts, detailed the car, took all your weed and shit that you had in the ashtray and dumped all that and made a brand new ashtray looking like. All the burns in the seats and shit is gone. The little middle thing in the stick, the thing you had holding the stick up in the middle that kept shit running and not vibrating, they fixed all of that. They got that shit out there shining. They fixed the crack in the windshield. That ain't there no more. And then you got $2,000 for that car, and then you see it out there for $69.99. $7,000. And you felt like you got done wrong now, don't you? They selling my shit for $7,000. They only gave me $2,000 for it. You ain't even factored in all the shit they had to do. Now they might have $5,000 into that car. They probably invested more money into the car than they gave you in the initial deal. We don't put our minds on shit like that. Instead of being cool with the shit you got, work on your deal. Your deal is to get the best for your car that you traded in. Be happy with your deal. Make your deal happen. Fuck what deals go on after you. Focus your mind on your task. Because trying to figure out how somebody making it off of you, you'll never get that combination. You'll never get, that'll worry your ass nightly. You won't get sleep worrying about what somebody else doing and counting somebody else's money. That's what's wrong with Marxists. They always worried about how somebody else's fucking pocket is doing. That's why those folks will never be happy, because they so busy trying to figure out somebody else's numbers that they can't even get their own numbers straight. Marxists, communists. So you see your car sitting out there for $7,000. Now you all tight-lipped and your jaw's all tight, pennies all up your butt, and you mad than a motherfucker at the car dealership. Man, I got to get at least another 30 days of getting my car clean. Y'all did me wrong on my car. Uncle Al arguments. Perm in a suit ass arguments. Meanwhile, you didn't concentrate on the front end deal with, okay, I got $2,000 for my car. They gave me $2,000 off of this car that I just purchased. Let me make sure I got everything I need on this deal. Did I get the insurance? Did I get this? Did I get that? Did I do this? You're not focused on the forefront. You focused on the back end. That's where our minds are today. That's why when they start talking about apologies, are we going to stay focused there? Who's dumb enough to believe that we didn't get the short end of the stick? Even Wyatt know that. Y'all know I don't talk about the past. I don't talk about all the bullshit they want to keep us stuck on. I think about the front end of the deal. Where are we now, and what can we do now that'll make our deals bright and right now? Not no shit. What bad deal we had in the past it's over. There's nothing that we're going to be able to do to correct the wrongdoing. And sitting back bitching and complaining because we were done wrong is not going to fix today. And if you think bitching and complaining is going to fix it, when has that ever happened? I know. Wyatt, you have a defeated attitude. Really? Could you call a person that think like me and roll like me and do the shit I do in life? Can you call that a defeated attitude? No, I kick defeat in its ass. Trust me. Are you vain enough to say you've never lost? I am. This is where I get people to log off. They already done left. They want to go to the pill. Are you vain enough to say you've never lost? I am. I'm vain enough to say I've never lost. You know why? Because the glass is always half full for me. It's always half full. Now, I done been in some situations that I hated. Fucked up situations. And felt like I lost. But for those that have been here since the beginning, and I tell you my story about riding past my 4th floor window, and when God finally took it from me and he tore it down, see, I felt like that was a loss until I really thought about it. And I said, that wasn't a loss, what he did. That was a gain. He gave me He gave me 4 more weeks or 8 more weeks of me seeing my old thing, and it gave me an opportunity to think back every day. Every day I went past there, I had another thought about what happened as I was growing up. He gave me extended time. I didn't lose Law Homes. I gained more thoughts. I gained more lessons. Some of the things that I hadn't thought about in years came to me in those few weeks. The glass is always half full for me. I look at it that way. I don't say them motherfucking white folks came down here and tore Law Homes up and them motherfuckers then built stadiums and all this old shit on top of my shit. I grew up right here. I don't think like that because guess what? Truth of the matter is I didn't have no stake in Law Homes. It's a memorable spot for me. I had no equity there. None. I didn't own anything in Law Homes. Nothing. So other than my emotional attachment, I had no equity in that place at all. So how do I have an argument? Why would I care? Why should I care so much that they tore something that they own down and put something else and seen value in it? More value than me. I can tell you this one thing right now for sure. The majority of people that will be bitching on the radio and talking all that old shit and sounding good and lovely and matching words and got these constant flows and all that old goofy good shit, none of them can say that they're property owners in any of these areas that they bitching and complaining about. Now, I'm not talking about the residents because those are natural. Those are the people that feel the effect more than anybody. The residents. The people whose taxes are going up. I'm not referring to them. I'm talking about the leaders. I'm talking about the people that got the platforms. I'm talking about the people who really have the opportunity to really shed the true light on the situation and hold people accountable. And the first person you hold accountable is self. Oh, I could really be a bad motherfucker and I can ask my grandmother, maybe I'll ask her when I get to heaven, Granny, why you didn't ever buy no property in downtown? First thing gonna come to her, I know what she gonna tell me. Well, baby, I didn't really know how. Okay, so you want your, I don't want to say this the wrong way, but you want your enemy or you want somebody that don't mean you any good to show you how to better yourself? So where's our black leadership? Why wasn't our black leadership being more responsible at showing self-sufficiency? Y'all do know when Martin Luther King life was taken away, it was because he converted his whole conversation from fitting in to being independent. Y'all do realize that, right? Say whatever you want to say. I know my history, okay? I ain't going to tell you a Bible verse. I can barely do that, okay? But I know my history. And I know that Martin Luther King had the attention of America when they wanted him to have the attention of America. They gave him every microphone and every platform in the world to talk on when he was talking that unity shit, okay? And I don't have a problem with unity. But what I got a problem with this. My white listeners ain't gonna like this, but it's the truth. My Latinos or whoever else, if you ain't black, you might not like this comment, but you'll get it. You'll understand it. Just breathe, take a breath. You'll get it. I don't like unity if unity don't come with equality. Okay? I don't mind being in with everybody. I don't mind being unified, but the unity has to be equitable. It has to be even equity. Okay? If it's not that, then it's not unity. So fuck that unity shit. You can't tell me unity, we unified, we unity, and everybody can be together, but we all don't have the same shit. You can't, that's like fucking, that's like oxymoron to say that we unified, but we don't have the same, we don't have the same equity. I'm an equitable guy. I'm a numbers dude. You can't tell me Martin Luther King was fighting for equality in an unequitable world. He was. So why would you fight for that? Why wouldn't you fight for equity over unity? That was the difference between Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. That's why I'm an X guy. Fuck it. Y'all can have this perception of Malcolm X as you want. Malcolm X was more real than Martin Luther King. I'm not saying Martin Luther King wasn't a good guy. I'm saying that his message and what his purpose was stronger than Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was paid. He was meant to calm the black community down. Everything that he said was valid, but it was putting the carriage before the horse. You absolutely need unity and equity before you can be before you can be unified with anyone else. If you don't have equity within yourself, how you gonna go? What purpose do you serve somewhere else? You'll be a slave. You'll be a slave to the rhythm. Whatever they have going on, you're not gonna be part of it. You have no equity. So Malcolm X was all about talking about, hey, self-sufficiency, 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 self-sufficiency. Martin Luther King was talking about, man, we got to drink out of the little water fountain that's down on the ground and it got the black sign on it. If it was somebody like if it was somebody like Malcolm X back then, Malcolm X would have he would have had talked somebody up into inventing bottled water. See, that's the difference. Oh, they don't want us drinking out of our water fountains? Fine. Let's find out a reason, or let's find out, my brothers and sisters, let's get somebody that can get us some mobile water. Well, when we go on our hikes and our runs and our jogs and we get out here and do what we do, we got somebody that got some water in containers. Bottled water. See, when you stop trying to fit in, you create own. I ain't never been the type motherfucker that tried to fit in a circle. I told you I'm a square. I forced myself. And this is something that I shouldn't even say, but I'm going to say it. Within the last 5 years, maybe 5 years ago, this is probably going to tear my relationship up with some people, but damn it, all right. About 5-6 years ago, I entered into somewhat of a circle that they welcomed me because of my value, but they didn't really welcome me. They welcomed what I brought to the table. They didn't necessarily welcome me. It wasn't me. It was what I brought. So I kind of invited myself into places and spaces where I wasn't really welcome. I was only welcome because of my equity. Because of what I brought to the table. And I'm gonna tell you something. It's a dry feeling when you even know it. You're going through the moment and you know it. You know they only accept you because of what you bring to the table. They don't really fuck with you. They don't really like you. They'll tolerate you. And they tolerate you because of what you can do for them. I told myself in life I would never go through that again. And then at an older age, I ended up doing it again. But I was doing it for a reason. I was doing it for a reason because the people that I had to deal with, there was no other way for me to learn what they were doing. I couldn't learn it from anybody else. I had to learn it from that particular group of individuals, even the ones that didn't like me, didn't want me around. And it was a great experience. It was a costly experience, but I ain't never been in anything that didn't cost me some money to learn. I've never been involved in something that was worth doing and it didn't cost me some type of money, time, effort, sweat equity, or something of that nature. I've never been part of something that didn't cost me anything. This podcast cost me. It cost me. But I've never been part of something great that hasn't cost me money. That's why when somebody called me, I think y'all heard me say this before. I got a couple friends of mine that are cool and older and younger and all of that. And they always call me because they know that I'm a capital venturist. They know that I like to get involved in different businesses and I want the next vitamin water or I want the next small thing that can grow into a $100 million company or something. They know I get into that type of stuff, right? So every once in a while, I'll get a call and it'll be from some people that I know. And damn it, I get the same call from the same people a lot. And that famous line that they say that makes me want to hang up, no matter how much I love them, is, hey, I got this thing, man. And these people I respect too. Listen, all we got to do is sit back. We ain't got to do nothing. All we got to do is sit back and the money gonna come. My future entrepreneurs, capital adventurers, or whatever direction you decide to go on in life, let me save you the time, aggravation, and the space in your mind. Anytime somebody approach you with an idea and they tell you, all you have to do is sit back, relax, and watch the money come in, you're going to lose money. I've never been involved in a business where all you do is sit back, relax, and watch the money come in. That's always a red flag for me. It's as red as my sweatshirt right now. That is a fucking red flag. Whenever somebody tells you, sit back, relax, and watch the money come in. If they can't tell you the work part or the risk factor that's involved, you'll see it coming. You will lose money. So I've had friends. I've had people that I love reach out to me and say shit like that. And it's a red flag. I already know the answer. No matter what the project is. It could be the next vitamin water and I just won't trust it. Because for some odd reason, we always want the easiest and the fastest, and all we got to do, we ain't even got to do nothing. I don't want a business, or I don't want to be involved in a business where it's easy. You know, like it's easy to get into, easy to do, easy to be successful. It ain't worth having. And if that's what you're trying to do in business, have at it. But it's going to take you a lot of easy to get where you're going. Because most easy shit, I always have to start over and over and over and over again. It's not easy. And now let me tell you the thing about easy business, if I may. It's not really a false statement. There's a lot of things that's fairly easy to get into. Easy to get in, but it's hard to be successful at it. So don't confuse what I'm saying. When I say something that's easy to get into, that's different from being easy to get the money out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's something that just bothers me. People call me and say, hey man, I got this idea. Or hey Wyatt, I got this idea. And I'm going to start a shirt company. And, I got this company with t-shirts and my saying and, God is good t-shirts or whatever. And they want me to give them some money to help them get started. And I'm like, well, everybody at the church going to buy one. They told me. And see, here go the thing. You can't even trust that from the church motherfuckers. Because they going to tell you, well, when you get the shirts, baby, I get one, save me a medium. Miss Johnson told you to save her a medium. 3 weeks later, you got the shirts and you can't even find Miss Johnson ass. Y'all know that's true. Miss Johnson say, well, you know what? Next week, hey, next week, I'm going to get it next week. And you just can't believe that the church lady lying to you because next week come and Miss Johnson was like, you know what, baby? I forgot my wallet again. You know what, baby? Let me go get some change. I'll be right back. And Miss Johnson is ghost. And you just don't believe Miss Johnson to do your ass like that. You even had the church announcement. Brother Wyatt got some t-shirts that says God is good all the time. They're only $19.99. Church say amen. Amen. At the end of the day, Brother Wyatt will be in the back of the church with the boxes of t-shirts for $19.99 a piece. God is good all the time. End of the church, you back there, you pulling shit out the box. They lined up. They lined up for your shit. Everybody get in line. They lined up to buy your shit. And when you get up there, you be like, yeah, here go. This is a medium. This is a medium right here. Well, let me see what the large look like. Okay, yes, sir. Here go the large. Here go the large right here. Yeah, the large there. You look like, yeah, you look like about a large. Yeah, you look like about a large, man. Well, I tell you what, little brother, you gonna be here next week? Oh, my God. And everybody that's coming up, you got 200 motherfuckers in line. and you done sold 5 t-shirts. You made $100. But everybody want the pastor to see them in line looking like they supporting your ass because the funk is real. The fake funk is real. Oh my God, it'd be some of the most. I know. I'm negative. I'm just the realest one. I'm the realest one. Y'all know the truth. Y'all know the truth. Hey, let me ask you a question. Hit the like button if you plan on coming in this afternoon at 5 o'clock. If you plan on coming in at 5 o'clock today for our conversation, hit the like button. If you think that Wyatt Live, the test show, should be a regular thing in the mornings, the 9 a.m. test show, if you think that should be a regular thing, hit the like sign or hit the heart. You guys over at YouTube, hit the like sign. Hit the share for me over there. Because I think it's time to either name this thing or get up off of it. Y'all know I could have said something a little bit more disturbing. Get on the pot and go to the bathroom, or get off the pot and go do something else. Right? Y'all know the real word. Y'all know how to really say it. Get on the pot. Either get on the pot and go, or get the hell up off the pot. Right? Yeah. All right, so I'm thinking if you guys can help me, just based on my personality, based on the things that you've seen on the morning live, the Wyatt Live morning 9 a.m. show, the test show, help me. Put some ideas in my DM or put some ideas in the show bar right here, right now. Tell me if you would be interested in continuously watching the 9 a.m. show. And if so, help me name it. Help me name it. Help me name the morning show. How about that? Can I get the family involved? Send it in the Wyatt Live Messenger group. Send it to me either right here on in the show. DM me. However you want me to get the information, let me know. But help me name the 9 a.m. morning show. Help me name it. I got a few names, but I'm not going to share them. And if I don't get good names, I'll probably select one of mine, the one that I've created. But I need some help. I need some help helping me name it. What would be something slick? Based on my personality, based on what you see here, based on what you get out of the show, help me put a name on that show. Help me name it, all right? Now, I don't know how many of y'all who gonna engage in this because y'all don't even share the shit. So it must not be that good, or you either selfish, something's going on with you. Something going on. I don't get that many shares. Mama Birch said, Wyatt Morning Renegade. That's close to what I was going for. The Wyatt concept, Black Fox says. I like renegade. I like that word. I like renegade because y'all know I like that renegade. Well, put your thinking cap on it. We'll be back this afternoon at 5 o'clock. Peace and love to everybody, man. I'll see you guys at 5 o'clock. Nothing but love over here, man. Make sure you tune in today at 5 o'clock. Bring a friend. Bring a friend. By the way, I got the t-shirts that'll be going on sale soon. And I want to incorporate the Wyatt Live morning show on that t-shirt. So let's get this thing cracking the right way. Peace and love to everybody. I'll see you guys at what time? 5 o'clock.
Whirl at my sneakers, gold pieces molded with Jesus features. Give streets the fever from the way I spit the ether. came on the scene at 19, a gritty fiend for money, power, respect, get it by any means. A New Yorker slick talker, walk like a brick flipper, decimal doctor, multiply to get richer. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm the heart of the city, I'm a part of the sewers, I'm the honorable Diddy. I taste the dirt in my sweat, that's from the Harlem struggle. All in my swagger, that's the reason why I got my hustle. I got the highest stature, Miami diamond flasher. I got you caught in the most flyest and stylist rapture. My signature next to Christopher Wallace, get it honest. My first album due to him, that was my biggest project. Now I'm the illest loner, walk like the illest soldier. And when I smoke, only roll up with the illest. What? You sit and mill it over, my venom, a killer cobra. It's Harlem, USA, I did bop and shop with Oprah. Yeah. What? Still an eye blacker, open-handed face, the palm smacker. Right. Good scrapper, cat stacker, good woodpacker. Tear up the Don P rappers faster. Platinum Patron splash, Chris spit at ya. I call it rich ignorant laughter. Like American Express card, all gray now. It's scratched up from constant usage. Girl kidnapper, pop tags, off tags, Papa making monster music. And still I coast to Nostra, big roaster, skin cola. Girl, when I send for you, bring friends, won't ya? I'm from the 80s, NYC, 5% of culture. Breeze through with that old school blue Nile aroma. Wrist glowing, holding, fly off in a bow and slide off with your own. Spend 6 figures on her. My persona, Sean John, unforgivable Kelowna. Copping the biggest diamonds makes me sort of bipolar. Ferrari the Phantom, vehicles for high rollers. The studded chain around my neck, it makes the night colder. Yeah. What? That's on everything I love, man. Hey, yo, Black Rock!
The Queen's Crypt Keeper, Mets hat rocker, pretty slobber, ex-robber, heister, my own life biographer, pen sagging, Bentley whipping, summer jam stopper, Tim Chuck wearing, cran apple vodka, then I spray choppers, a doctor in the jungles of Haiti made me, draped in paisley, bandana suits with Adam Stacy, cigar like Dick Tracy, it's dark I get spacey, alcohol and lace, that was part of my 80s, the Cartier consigliaries, Miami, canary emerald cuts in my penny daily, Liz Taylor try to jukes me, cause I keep it green like the other side of Bill Bixby, when he gets mean, think fast for I blast like grassy knoll. We're from scraggly old clothes to the illest fashion, the realest rapping. Pablo back on the scene, won't roll backward with green. Strictly paper, cruising through the strip in Vegas. Two of New York's biggest. Y'all used to hate us, but now you love us. Nas and Diddy, power hustlers.
Yeah. What? Come on.
I shed my blood.
Come on.
Everybody for coming in today. Peace and love to everybody, man. I'll see you guys at 5 o'clock. Help me name the 9 a.m. show. Let's try to see what we can do with it. Peace and love to everybody, man. I'll catch you guys on the turnover.
Everything I love,
5 p.m. Peace.
It's on everything I love. It's on everything I love.